Welcome to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage. Today we're going to be looking at Ethereum. Let's get into the price action and see what's going on. Okay, so primarily what we were talking about was looking for that possibility of an A, B, and a C to the downside. That 1-to-1 is actually here at this 1721, and we haven't quite reached that. So we need to be aware there is still the potential we could actually break down one more time here. However, when we start getting into these lower ranges here and we start getting towards these levels, we need to be careful of the idea that we could actually look to reverse to the upside from these points. So we're going to discuss a couple of the counts here in which some of them are looking for an additional low here. Some of them are looking to actually extend out even deeper. But we're going to go over a couple of them, and there is still the potential that this B wave could also be incomplete, in which case this could be something like this ABC, and we could actually still see a push back up towards this 2064 to this 1972 area. So we're going to go over those now. We are looking for the possibility of this C wave to be complete or completing. So looking for the possibility of it being a completing move. The only way I could really count it into this low, which I don't really like doing, is we'd have to look at this basically in this manner. We'd have to treat this as wave 1 as a so this would be looking at it as a diagonal, where this becomes wave 1, this becomes wave 3, this becomes wave 4, and then this becomes wave 5 as a diagonal pattern like this. And I don't really like that count. It's not my favorite. I prefer looking at it like this ABC. This is a wave 2 ABC for wave 3, and then we have that potential to actually get a 3-wave move to the downside, looking for a move that does not cross this 1676. Crossing 1676 would invalidate this idea of a diagonal pattern here. Now, what I would be looking for is basically to see a 5-wave move play out to the downside, then get a 3-wave move, then see another 5-wave move to the downside, looking for this to complete. Now, that could actually look to take us towards the 1721, or if it does extend out here, like I said, I wouldn't want to see this move come below this 1676. Otherwise, it's more likely we're going to get some extension within these waves. Now, if we're looking for extension, what would that look like? That would basically look like this. We would actually be treating this as a series of 1s and 2s within here, in which case what this could indicate is that as long as we actually fail to break above this 1854 to this 1812 area, so this 1854 is going to be a key level if we do move up here. We want to get a move above that and consolidate, and then actually come back and cross this zone of this 1887. Failing to do so could actually indicate that we're going to see a continuation to the downside. Now, what we'd be looking for here is effectively this is a 1-2. If we are looking at this, we'd expect to see a violent move starting to develop to the downside with good strong volume, and what we'd want to see is having this move break down towards this 1594. Breaking down towards this level would cause a chain reaction here potentially, where we would have additional 4th and 5th waves to the downside. Now, this 5th wave within the yellow count could look to actually complete towards this 1559 to this 1526. If this is the case, we'd have to be on the lookout. 3-wave moves to the upside would indicate we're going to see continuation in a 5-wave structure. And then if we do get these additional waves here, we'd have to be very careful, because this would start pushing us past this 1.618 of this green A wave here, which would actually be at this 1559. Breaking down towards these levels would mean we'd have to start to look out for that possibility that this is this is 1, 2, 3, looking for a 4, and then having that 5th wave continuation to the downside from the end of this blue wave. So that would mean we'd get an additional 4th and 5th wave here. So we need to be cautious of this. If we do break down in this manner, this would actually indicate that rather we have that possibility where this whole move here is now becoming an A wave or wave 1. We're getting a wave 2 or B wave to the upside, and then we're going to see a bigger C or 3rd wave to the downside. So this is what we want to avoid by all costs if we want to look for bullish continuation. Now, if we are forming this just as an ABC pattern here, what this could mean is that we could be looking to form something like this. So this is the bullish count that is still alive until we actually cross this 1686. If we do look to reverse here, because we actually have come down to this 0.854 of this move to the upside. So what I'm looking out for here is the possibility we could actually look to rally. So looking for the possibility of having a 5-wave move, either up towards this 1-to-1, which would be this 2347, or alternatively, if we do get a bigger move to the upside here towards this 2720, we could actually have a 3rd wave here. Now, this 3rd wave would then indicate that we would be expecting an additional 4th wave, which we could look to find support here at this 2347 again, and then look to push to the upside, looking for this zone of this 2981 to this 2817. So this would be the bullish case here, in which case that would look to actually continue this move from further back, because then what we would have here is that potential that this is an additional 1-2 here, and then we've got this whole move here as a bigger third wave, and then we'd have a fourth and a fifth, and then that would tie into that idea of this move being a 1-2, and all of this would then fall under that third wave idea. So this is going to be the key area that we want to hold for that scenario, this 1686 zone. Now, the other thing that we were discussing here was the possibility that we could actually see this move play out as a corrective structure. Now, saying that this B wave basically isn't complete. Now, there's two ways I was looking at it. I was looking at it in this manner. We were treating this as a W and X, and then we're looking for this as an ABC within the count of this being a Y wave, whether we have an expanding flat or actually just a regular flat. We don't know whether it's going to be expanding or running at this point as a Y wave. Now, if this is the case, what we'd be expecting here is to start to see a 5-wave move to the upside. So some interesting targets here would be this 1942 as a 1-to-1 of this as a wave, and sorry, as this is an A wave, and then the higher range of this as an expanding flat would be towards this 2080 zone to this 2026. So it'll be quite interesting to see if we do start to develop an impulse to the upside here. Now, the other way we can look at this possibly is as a flat correction rather in this manner, where from back here we have this whole move to the upside as an A wave, this is a B wave, and then looking for that C wave to the upside. Now, the targets for this are pretty much the same. They're slightly higher. The 1-to-1 would actually be here at this 1967. The higher range of this as a flat correction would be here between this 2123 to this 2025. Now we can see there's a couple of areas that have quite a good confluence here. This 2061 area is actually a 0.786 retracement, as well as that it is a 1.382 move of this A wave. So I would be keeping an eye on this. It would have taken the high, so it would have met the requirements, and that could actually mean that rather what we could actually look to develop, because currently I've got this channel drawn out like this. If we did have to move up to that sort of level, what it could mean is that rather we have some kind of a channel like this playing out, where actually we use these lows here, and possibly we have something rather like this, where this move from here is in a bigger channel, but this top end of the channel hasn't been retested yet. So this is why I'm just looking out for this. You know, possibly a move up here could be quite interesting if we do move down up into these levels as the C wave. That would still indicate to me, though, however, we could have that possibility of a C wave to the downside still to come. Now, if we did move up here into some of these key levels here, and I'm actually going to go into this 786, what this could mean is that we could actually get a move back towards this 1-to-1, which would bring us back into these lows again. So basically, that would be then looking to possibly even form a double bottom. But if we do get this as a bigger ABC, we still can't rule out the fact that this could actually still be 1-2, because we haven't taken this high. That's why it's going to be key for us if we want to look for bullish continuation to the upside to break above this 2,139. A single 5-wave move to the upside here doesn't necessarily mean it's bullish. This could just be a C wave, in which case what we could then see is another 5-wave move against this, in which case we would look to actually take these lows out. So we need to be careful of this. If we do push up into these levels, this could be a trapping traders above this level, and then looking to use that to push the price down. Now, I want to just talk about some interesting areas that I've been looking at. So within this range from the beginning of this move here towards March, we do have some interesting levels here. So if we did move up towards that 1-to-1, it would actually bring us back into this value area high, in which case that could look to bring us towards this zone of this 1940. Alternatively, if we are looking at this as a diagonal where we've got one more drop to the downside, that could actually bring us into this value area low here. So this is quite an interesting zone that I'm going to be keeping an eye on, which this is sitting towards the 1700 area. So if we do actually get a break to the downside here, that could actually be quite an interesting little area, because that would also be within that range. We'd be looking for that C wave to complete. So going to be, just watching this zone here. Potentially a move down into this area in 3 waves could mean that we have a completed move here, and then we're going to have to watch how this move reacts to the upside. However, if we do move directly up here and we start to form a 5-wave moves, I would be looking out for that possibility that this could actually end up being a running flat here, in which case we only look for that 1-to-1, which would be here towards this zone of this 1941. Well, it is a little bit higher, but basically I'll be keeping an eye on the possibility of an interaction with this value area high here and the top of this channel, as well as that idea of looking for that 1-to-1. So that would be quite an interesting little bit of confluence that we have within this zone here. Now, the other thing that I want to discuss here is that if we do look to actually break down deeper here, what we could actually see, and this is looking at the range from further back here, and if I just come out here onto the 4 hourly, what we can also see is we do have this bottom trend line here, which we do have this point of control sitting right in here towards where this 1618 is. So, this is quite interesting. If we did get a C wave, which just achieved 1618, but then failed to actually, develop an additional fourth and a fifth wave, this could actually bring us down into some of these levels here. And this could just be A, B, and C. And then we actually look to reverse to the upside. So if we do start to break down, I would be keeping an eye on this zone of this 1566. We do have this point of control here as well. So, this is quite an interesting area. We've got a lot of consolidation, and this is quite a big level here now. We've found support and resistance on this multiple times. So it would be interesting to see whether we do actually get a deeper move into this level here, and find support towards this trend line. Finally, the last thing I want to talk about, because we were talking about that possibility of looking for a 5-wave move to the upside here, what I'm looking out for is the possibility that we could still see this play out as a 5th wave to the upside. Now, this could become 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, as long as we stay above this level here of this 1783. So, possibly we could actually look to turn around here and look to actually form a 5th wave to the upside. Now, that 5th wave would potentially look to be targeting out this 1831 area. So if we do actually move up into that, that would be quite an interesting zone. Once again, we've got this little bit of a level here with this with the center of this channel line. Also, this potentially looking to test the swing high would be quite interesting, which would be towards the higher end here, this 1839. So if we do get a push up here for this 5th wave, possibly what we could set up for is a wave 1. Now, if this is the case, what we could then see is a 3-wave move down, and then looking for that possibility of a continuation to the upside here again in a 3rd wave. Now, this 3rd wave could potentially look to take us towards this 1920 area as a 3rd wave, and then what we would be looking for is that possibility of a 4th and a 5th. So we can see how this would actually also tie into that idea of bringing us back into this channel as a running flat. So that, there's a couple of things here that are quite interesting about a potential break to the upside here. This would then, fit, it would make the structure be a bit clearer, and it would make sense of the choppiness of it. This is why, if we do see a 5-wave move up into these levels, we need to be very careful, because this could then mark our completion of that B wave, and then we could still see a 5-wave move to the downside. Now, that 5-wave move, if it had to develop later on, could also look to potentially bring us back into this level of this trend line here and the bottom of this channel. So that would be, a little bit more confluence in there as well. So we're going to have to just take it one step at a time, see how the waves actually progress here. But, these are the things that I'm currently looking out for here. If we wanted to argue bullish case, what we'd want to see is have this 5-wave move up here. We'd want to see a 3-wave move to the downside again, maintaining this low here of the 1740, and then actually looking to progress again from there. Failing to actually hold this low after having a 5-wave move up here would confirm that idea of this as a flat correction, and then we'd have to look for those lower potentials to come in. But like I said, we haven't moved up enough to confirm this yet, and really all we have is a 3-wave structure here. It's possible we could argue that we have something like this as basically as an A, a B, and a C. This could become a connecting wave, and we see another 3-wave move to the upside, and that would tie into that idea of this just being a corrective structure, where this is wave 1, looking for wave 2, and then we actually look to break down one more time. That 1-to-1, if that's the case, would actually look to potentially bring us up towards this area of this 1866, which would be also quite an interesting level here. We've got the swing high, which I'd be paying attention to, but then as well, really we've got this level here. So if we just get a 3-wave move up here, we have to just be careful that this isn't just a corrective structure where this is W, X, and Y, and then we look to break down. So this is what we want to see. If we want to have a breakout, I want to see a 5th wave to the upside developing in 5 waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, getting this 5th wave up, 3 wave down, looking for this wave 2, additional 5 wave structure, looking for that 1920, and then 4th and a 5th wave at that point, taking us above some of those key highs, looking to invalidate that idea of that extension to the downside where these become additional 1s and 2s. Okay, so I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash the like button. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video. Leave us some feedback down below. Also in the description, you'll find links to the Discord. Come check it out. It's free to join. Everyone, have a great weekend. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.